a a I would say innovator inside
Innovator,
of the swimwear space.
innovator.
Doing something interesting, actually having a better cup of coffee does serve you at the end of the day if you can bring it to market. And Hayley Cannon absolutely has with her brand One With. We must bring her inside of the show. Everybody, welcome Hayley Cannon. Hayley, get in here.
Let's
Get inside this
go.
show.
Hey guys, how are
Hi.
you?
Hayley, we are so happy that you're here. Appreciate you making the time to join us. Welcome to the show.
Likewise, thank you for having me.
Hayley, I would love to get some background on this thing. Like how did One With come to be? Like give us a little backstory on this. Everybody knows that you've been on Shark Tank and all of the things, but give us a little backstory on how this whole thing came to be, Hayley.
Yeah, so it was April 2019. I was trying on a bunch of different swimsuits for a trip to Miami, and I was so frustrated. I'm sure a lot of women can relate. And I literally said out loud, out of frustration, I just want a swimsuit that fits like my favorite no-show underwear does. That was my light bulb moment. I immediately Googled to see if this existed. It did not, and that's how I knew I had to be the one to create it.
Somebody's got to bring this thing to market and sell it on the interwebs. And now you are. Go ahead, Colin.
Could you talk to us a little bit about your experience, like going through that Shark Tank process? Because just as someone that seems nerve-wracking to me to then be like, I'm gonna go stand in front of all these cameras. I'm gonna pitch everybody, and then also I have to realize millions of people are going to be watching this. Like, what was going through your mind during that time?
It was the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever done. Like, I can't sit here and pretend to you like I wasn't totally freaking out. And I was just on a call with another Shark Tank portfolio company, if you will. And we both agreed, like, when we walked off set, it was like, I think I can do anything now. Like, I just did, like, arguably the most nerve-wracking thing ever. And we did it, and we came out the other side. So that was so cool. But yeah, it was a weighted calculation though, Colin. Like, it was really something I had to weigh. Is it worth it? Like, it's a risk. It's a huge risk. Time, money, investment, embarrassing yourself on potentially national television. Like, I weighed all of these things.
Yeah. We've had other founders on here before that sometimes got a really bad deal on Shark Tank, and then they kind of like rework that thing afterward. Talk to me about like leading up to that. I understand, like, at least up until that point, you're bootstrapped, no outside funds, etc. I mean, talk to us about this. Sometimes I feel like truly like D2C selling on the internet, like it's honestly, it's kind of built for being profit first and bootstrapping, etc. But it's also not really easy either, which is why there's a lot of us who don't end up succeeding this way. What's that experience been like bootstrapping for you prior to that?
Yeah, so I had always said, like, I am so willing to take on investors. It just has to be the right one. It has to be the right setup. And I walked into the tank being willing at that point. To your point, I was completely bootstrapped. I owned 100%. I walked into the tank knowing I was ready, willing, able to give away 20%. I didn't factor in that it could be two sharks. I was just thinking about one, right? But I got two sharks. They each got 10%. I hit that 20% cap. So I walked out of the tank at my ceiling, if you will, but like totally happy with that. And I was just talking to a really early stage founder yesterday, and I said, like, I followed so many false leads of people telling me, like, you should raise money. You should raise money. It's like, I actually don't think I should have. I think I really, in the early stages, should have had my head down, building the brand, growing the business versus chasing funds, because obviously that came later with Shark Tank. But yeah, I'm really happy I did it, but I definitely think there's something to be said about just bootstrapping until you can't bootstrap anymore.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
You also recently eloped in New York City. Congratulations, by the way.
Congratulations.
In a fully custom dress built by you.
Really?
Is that the next path for the brand? Like, are you going to transition into dresses potentially? Like, what was the thought process behind that? And how cool is that, just being being in your own product for that entire day, I thought probably amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. No, we are not going into the bridal industry. I actually came from the bridal industry. That was like my previous lifetime. And so it kind of like just wearing my own brand took the guesswork out of what I was going to wear. I did wear another dress, but it's like one I just bought online. But I spent the bulk of the time in my swimsuit wedding gown. Like, to be clear, it was a swimsuit wedding gown. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was a swimsuit.
Nice.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so no, it was just a me thing though, Colin. It was just a me thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Talk to us. I would love for you to regale us with stories about working with Barbara Corcoran and everything, like all what that's like. But I'd like to know, especially for our e-com focused, D2C gremlins out here, trying to make $1 on every ad that's rolling out. I'd love to talk a little bit tactically, practically, when it comes to one with and the internet. I believe you are you're a user, a facilitator of Aftersell, I believe, which we love Aftersell, partners of here. Talk to me about how you've employed them. What's that look like? Has that, been meaningful as far as, finding more dollars per order, et cetera?
Yeah, it's, first of all, there is not an email I love to receive more than an Aftersell payout email. Can I just say, because I know,
let's go.
Like, I love those emails. I'm like, yes, like, I don't want to call it free money, certainly not free. But like in the sense of, it was our customers that made a purchase. They got hit with the Aftersell offer. I think it's brilliant. And honestly, like, I checked our dashboard this morning, and I think we're adding on average an additional 17 cents per order.
Wow. Just by having it on.
Just by having it on. And that to the layperson, that might sound like 17. Yeah. It's like, you do the math on that. That adds up. Yeah. So, and it's literally just for having it. So I mean, it's such a no-brainer. It's crazy.
It does feel like free money, does it? No, I mean, I totally agree. It feels like free money, and I remember seeing it on the internet. I'm like, oh man, what is this? Why I was experiencing that? Okay, like what's going on under the hood here? It turns out it's like free money. Is what it feels like.
I get hit with it too, like as a consumer, and I'm like, oh yeah, like free offer for whatever. I'm like, heck yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
very interesting.
That's bananas. Yeah. And for context, that's 17 cents. Like, people think, oh, it's just 17 cents, but you do 1 million orders, you throw 17 cents on 1 million orders. That's a very sizable push back to your business. That is pure cash flow that, like, you can reinvest anywhere you want. You can push that into ads. You can push that into an influencer, all the above. I love that. That's incredible.
What I will say, Hayley, is I of course your product looks like right on. I mean, it looks great. I cannot be a user of the product myself, and unless menswear is coming.
It's not. We get that question a lot, but it's not. But
okay. Men's swimwear not coming. Fair, you want to stay in your lane. Totally get it. When I first heard of the concept, I started reading up on you, and you talked about the pain point. I have many wonderful women in my life. I have 4 daughters, etc. It feels like such a like a risky, like, oh gosh, painful problem. Like, I want to look great when I go to the pool. I recently saw, like, there was somebody on Twitter I was following. They recently spent $3,000 on bikinis, and they're frustrated with the whole experience. It's such a like vulnerable like point in a woman's life, and to be able to like meet that and have a better product for them, makes them feel great, look great. I mean, to me, that's like got to be a big key to this whole success that you have created and built. Would you agree?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's so emotional. It really is it's an emotional purchase. It's an emotional experience. It's emotional trying it on. Like, our customer service, we're like very aware of the fact that it is so emotional. And honestly, like, going back to what I said before about coming from the bridal world, that kind of primed me for it, because there's much female shopping psychology, such a specialty purchase, such a intimate purchase that I think had I not had that experience primed so early, that was like my first in-person job, because I did do YouTube videos for a long time, but like my first, like when I turned 16 and my parents were like, you're getting a real job. I worked at a bridal shop. So that honestly really primed my brain for like working with women for such an emotional purchase. And that's helped me, I think, a lot.
Yeah, it has to. It has to. It just seems like such a fit. Incredible.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Colin.
Hayley, we're about halfway through. We're a little over halfway through the year. What are you most excited about for the tail end of 2026? What are you most excited about? Is it going to be with collabs with influencers, channels you're excited to explore, potentially new product launches? What gets you fired up for the rest of the year?
Yeah. So it's depressing, but swimwear brands seasons end kind of like in the next like 2 weeks or so.
I know.
Oh,
That's a little sad, isn't it? It's a little
So
sad,
sad.
Hayley.
It's so sad. So honestly, the off season, as we call it, which is basically like August to December, always provides like a really meaningful container for me to assess the business, assess what's next, assess what's working, what's not working. I always make drastic changes during the off season. I get a little excited for it. I get a little tingly about it. Like I love making changes. I love, shaking the trees.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, it kind of this like reminds me of like golf. Actually, there's a lot of golf brands that have like they have an off season where they need and they have time to like sit back and think about like what to do and what to develop. It's probably somewhat of an advantage.
Yeah, I never thought about that. And I actually do think it's an advantage. The off season can be painful, but I really was thinking about that the other day though, Chris. Like I was like, you know what? This actually is a huge leg up that we have, like time to breathe. Granted, is it still insane? And I'm an e-com founder at the end of the day and I'm working, insane hours and stuff like that. But in terms of like an actual like step away period of just like less volume, I'm grateful. I am. And I think it is an advantage. I do. It's breathing room.
That is very interesting. And now that I know that you have been a YouTuber in past lives, I'm trying to find you actively on the internet, right? It's down.
Oh, it's
too bad.
No, it's
too
buried.
bad, Hayley. Too bad. I found a Hayley Cannon, but I don't think this is you. I don't think this is you. Yeah, that's married name. So I'm gonna have to do a little more digging. But well, hey, we love what you're doing, Hayley, and I love that you have like found this very unique way to meet women where they are in a painful, anxiety-ridden moment and help them up and to the right, feel confident, look great. And we want to see more of this. A little sad, menswear is not coming. Just kidding. But we wish you the best. We appreciate you making the time to join us. Where should people go to find you, follow you on the interwebs, and also get in on One With should they so need?
Yeah, absolutely. So onewithswim.com is where we sell our swim. And then on socials at onewithswim. That's where I don't have like a personal brand or anything. So just direct your attention to at onewithswim and onewithswim.com.
Let's go.
So,
Let's do that.
Let's go.
Thank you, Hayley. We appreciate you making the time. Look forward to having you back. Thank you.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.